ENFPs and toxic shaming. So this video is going to be probably my most important video I have made during my whole time of being in MBTI community, and so here we go. I want to address and talk about this tendency that like the image that is being constructed and given to the ENFP personality type, which I have very different experience from real life and knowing them personally, having interacted with them, with many ENFPs, and getting to know them and their values. It's just that the image that's being portrayed online is negative, and it's so far from the truth. And in many ways, I think the most important way that it's been put out the wrong way is that people are trying to sell this idea that ENFPs are selfish. Let's take a look at this thing. First of all, ENFPs are not more selfish than any other type. You can't call it selfish that your functions are a certain way. Like, the functions are not selfish, like as itself. Like, you're not born with a function that is selfish. That's like, becoming selfish is something that's not directly related to the functions that you've been given. So it comes from your own development. You make the decisions since you're a child. You start making decisions that are based on right and wrong, good and bad, and that type of stuff. And that's how you grow and develop. And the way I've seen ENFPs develop is far from calling them selfish. I would rather say that I'm not actually going to describe them in such a superficial way that that is going to kind of like refute this whole point of the video. Like, the whole point is that I want to say that these weird opinions that have been given, either playfully or just out of wanting to just stir some things. These things affect and impact the type very much. If you share information that isn't accurate and that isn't based on the reality, and something that just doesn't overlap with the person who is going to be reading it. Let's be real. In our development, we didn't have this type of community. If we were kids, we didn't have this MBTI community where we would be just bashing each other, even though we would have been just kids. So it's not the right perspective to start sharing false or negative beliefs. And most of the time, or most often, they are just beliefs. They aren't the reality necessarily. They aren't what you've experienced. They're just your belief and something you've constructed. Maybe it's your own bias. Maybe it's your own projection. Maybe you didn't even get to know the person so deeply that you could tell. Maybe you haven't win over their trust to build something with the person. So maybe that's why you have to give false opinions and false statements, and in that way ruin the reputation or image for one type entirely. And the reason I want to really do this video now is because I've been really saddened about this thing for years. Like since the first time I ever saw someone say something like that's purely their own negativity about ENFPs. And I could tell that that would, like, I'm pretty certain that a lot of ENFPs have been pretty, like, confused after that. Now they've believed all these years that they are a shit person or a selfish person or someone who has false beliefs about themselves, and that's just not true. That's not true at all. And I wish to make this message clear from an INFJ to ENFPs. What you hear is not true. And don't believe that message. You have all the glory and power in yourself. And everything you've believed so far is true because you know yourself only. That's important. And this is all for now. This is my message and this is what I wanted to say. So, thank you for watching and give a like and subscribe. Bye.